Good afternoon, everyone. We'll be starting the session now. As we've reached the maximum number of participants, in case if anyone from your school has not been able to join, we are recording this session and you can share the recording later on with them. Okay. Also, once I've completed a portion, I'll give you a chance to unmute and then we can have a query session as well. So good afternoon, everyone. This is Vibha here from Prisons Communication and we'll be starting our session now. Okay. So today we are going to talk about online timetable and top school quiz. So like I said, the two topics we are going to cover is online timetable and top school quiz. So first we'll be starting with top school quiz. So in top school quiz, it's a basic alternative where you can create quizzes easily with the app itself. You do not need to do a web login. You can create easy. It's basically a user-friendly version to create online quizzes. Then how you can check the results and leaderboards for that particular quiz, and also how we can keep track of all the previous quizzes also. So as a student, I can also see all the quizzes that I might have attempted previously also. Then the second we are going to cover is online timetable. How we can create online timetable, how we can see a detailed teacher and student report, and master timetable for principal and admin. Okay, so first, I guess I'll begin with online timetable. So in online timetable, first I'll just give you an idea of how my voice is not audible. Am I audible? One of you can just type in the chat, am I audible or no? Okay, I'm audible. So first I'll just show you a small video to give you an idea what the online timetable is about and how exactly it's used. Then I'll show you how the setup is actually done. Okay, so once you start with your online timetable in teachers login, after the whole setup is done, that in teachers login, the teachers will be able to see their timetable for the day, what timetable they have, okay, which classes they are going to have, online class that they are going to have throughout the day, and they can simply click on start class and start the class. And the biggest advantages is that teachers don't have to share any sort of links on daily basis, and the class will automatically redirect you to Zoom or Meet. Now it depends upon which platform you are using as a school. Okay, after that is the same way in student login also. Students would be able to open their timetable. They'll be able to see all the classes that they have for that day. Now in over here, if you're able to see the screen, they can see the classes, the breaks, the whole timetable that they have for the day, and they can simply join that particular class. Now, like I said, the biggest advantage is you do not have to share online any sort of links with students every day. It feels much more organized in both teachers as well as student side. They see they have a proper timetable and they have to follow that. And more than that, we as a school or as an admin or principal, I have detailed logs of everything, all the online classes that happen. So I'll just walk you through how the setup is done. Okay, so first is you need to choose a platform. It can be either Zoom or Meet. Now what teachers need to do is that they need to share their personal meeting ID to their school admin, to their respective school admin. So a personal meeting ID, for example, I'm opening mine in Zoom. In Zoom, if you're able to, the personal meeting ID is the one that is shown below your profile. Or if you're using app, Zoom app, then in meetings above you'll be able to see the personal meeting ID, and you can share that invite with your admin. So this ID needs to be integrated to the teacher's profile. So it's the same for Zoom and Meet. Zoom has a personal meeting ID. For Meet, you can start simply you can start a meeting and share that meeting's link, a complete link with HTTPS to your school admin, and that link needs to be integrated into the teacher's account. Now, for example, I'm copying a link. Okay, so now we'll move towards the setup of the timetable. So the initial part, like I said, the Zoom or Meet link needs to be shared with the admin. I'll just re-sign, re-enter again in this portal. Okay, I've entered again into the portal. Once you have shared your personal meeting ID to your admin, then after that, the setup of the timetable is and the access is complete, has to be done by your school's respective admin. So first, I need to integrate that meeting ID to the teacher's profile. So for doing that, I need to go to HRM, and in HRM, I need to go to existing stuff. Now I can individually update for one teacher one by one, or I can simply go to staff mass upload, and I can see all the teachers that I have, and I can simply click on the edit icon, and I can copy paste the meeting link I have received. So in that way, the admin can easily enter the meeting IDs for each and every staff that they do have at their school. Okay. So they can enter the meeting IDs for each and every staff. And once they have entered the meeting IDs, after that, you need to assign the teacher a particular subject or access needs to be given. Now, if you already have given subject accesses, there's no problem. In case if you haven't given a subject access to the teacher, you may have to make sure that you need to select a particular class, the classes they are teaching, the subjects that they are teaching, and whether they are the class teacher of that particular class, and submit. And if you already have given access, you can edit or delete that particular access from here itself. So the first part of the setup is getting the personal meeting IDs from teachers. The teachers need to send it to their respective admin. Then that meeting ID needs to be uploaded by the admin against each teacher from staff mass upload in HRM. And the admin has to also make sure that you have given accesses to all the teachers for each and every subject that they are teaching. So that is the part one of our online timetable setup. Now we'll move on to the part two. So part two is basically going into the timetable itself. You have to create time slots. Now time slots can vary from school to school. It completely depends upon school. I'll click on, once I go to timetable, I'll go to manage time slots. So first I need to create time slots. Now time slots are usually created section wise. Okay, you need to select a particular section. And for example, I'll select another one. Let's say primary. And over here I have created time slots. So select a new one. That's nice. Okay. So I'll select a particular section. Then I'll select the days that I'm working, Monday to Friday, or if you're also taking Saturdays, then you can select Saturday as well. Then first you have to set a start time. At what time are you actually starting your online classes? So let's say 9 a.m. Now, like I said, this start time and time slots completely depend upon school, because each school has their different time slots. For Saturday also, at what time you're starting the school. Then how many online classes you have per day. How much duration is there for each class? So let's say 40 minutes. It depends, again, like I said, it depends upon school to school. Now after this, I'll do next. Now breaks. Do I have a break? And usually for online classes, we recommend at least giving a 10 to 15-minute break between each class so that the child can refresh and join again. Okay. So what is the break name? And how much duration the break is for? Let's say 10 minutes. And after which period? It's the same for Saturday. You can simply copy paste as well. And you can also have multiple different breaks, or you can, once you have your time slots, you can add breaks over here also. So after, like I said, after each lecture, I recommend to give a break. So you can click on the plus icon and you can select which time slot you want to add, and automatically the time will be calculated by the system, and you can decide for how much duration it is. So in that way, I would recommend that you should have at least a 5 to 10-minute break between each session, so that the child can refresh and log in again. So in this way, you can create timetable. If you don't want to, if by mistake you have added any slot, you don't want that, you can do remove. And like I said, for adding anything new, you just have to click on plus sign. You have to decide whether that's a period or a break. You can select as break, and you can add. Okay, I don't think so. Maybe due to the weather issue and also Zoom issue, because I think I'm audible to some people, I'm not audible to some. Don't worry, we'll share a recording of this session later on. But I think that's a network issue. But we'll also have a query session. So if you do have any particular query, it will be answered. Okay. So we'll create time slots in this particular manner. Make sure that these are your confirmed time slots, that the time slots you have entered selected for that particular day. Okay, and click on save. Now I've saved the time slots. Now over here, when I go to manage timetable, and I have selected high school, so let's say select a particular class. Yeah, so I'll select that particular class. Now I created the time slots for high school, so I've selected a particular class and I can see the time slots like this. So now my timetable is created, and if I want to add, simply add this classes and subjects. If I have to add the classes and subjects, I just have to go to the time slot. Now let's say the Monday 9 a.m. class, whom I want to assign. So I just have to click on the pencil like icon, and I'll select the teacher, and automatically the teacher that I have given access for, her name will be shown here. Now, like I said, giving access is very important. If that teacher does not have access, then you won't be able to assign the timetable to them. So I can select a class and a subject, and I simply can update. Okay. So in this way, I can complete, I can define an entire timetable. And if later on also your timetable does change, you can again come back to the same timetable. Let's say, I'll just come back to the same timetable again. The timetable is class and division wise. You can again click on the pencil like icon. Now instead of Marathi, if I want to give any other lecture, I can click on that another lecture. I can select the teacher and I can simply click on update. So in this way, I can create as many. I can create all my timetables, and I can assign all the lectures as I want. Now, this is the first, like I said, there are two parts in creation. The first part was having the personal ID and updating it to the teacher's account, giving access. And the second part is creating time slots and actually assigning the teacher the timetable or time slots. And once you have assigned, after that, the teacher in her login in both web and app will be able to see the timetable and will be able to see the start class button in front of her, all the classes she has. So she simply has to click on start class and she can start her online classes. Now, this was the part one, that is the setup of the timetable, and there's a part two, that is the reports or the logs of the timetable. So I'll give you a chance to unmute and you can ask me any queries regarding the timetable setup, and then we'll move on to the logs. Okay. So I've given the permission to unmute. In case if you do have any queries, you can unmute and ask regarding the timetable setup. Okay, any queries regarding timetable setup?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Everything needs to be done from admin side only.
Yeah, the setup is completely from admin side. The teachers just have to share whichever platform you're going to choose, Zoom or Meet. They need to share their personal meeting IDs to the admin.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Means if there is any change in timetable, so teacher would not be able to change by their end.
Oh, no, they won't be able to change by their end.
Okay.
They need to inform the admin if there is any change.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. In case, like ma'am said, if there is any change, we also have an option called as substitute, where you can assign a substitute for an online class and automatically that class will be reflected to the in the substitutes list.
How can we assign that, ma'am? This is also admin task.
Yes, ma'am, this is also admin's task. So I'll just show you how to assign a substitute.
Okay.
Okay, so now for assigning substitute, we have a tab called as manage substitute, where you can select a date. Now I'll select any old date because current, and I'll select the teacher. Now let's say this particular teacher is not going to be there in this date or next date or next day. She's not there, but I need to assign all her lectures to different substitutes. So I can select, I can click, I can see all the lectures that she has on that particular day. And for each lecture, I can click on select substitute, and automatically all the teachers who are available will only be seen in the list. So who don't have a same time slot session at that particular time. And I just have to click on assign.
Okay, ma'am, got your point. Thank you.
So once the substitute is assigned, you can see the name of the substitute. And like I said, the teacher will also be able to see there is a below substitute timetable for today, where she'll be able to see the classes which she's taking as a substitute for that particular day.
Yeah, ma'am,
So,
got your.
yes, ma'am. So in case if there is any change in timetable, the admin, if the admin is pre-informed that this particular day the teacher is not going to be available, then they can easily assign the classes to someone else. So that's about substitute. Now, like I said, the biggest advantage of using our online timetable is that you get detailed logs for all the sessions that were taken by teachers and all the sessions that were taken by students. So we'll go to the reporting part now. Okay. So like I said, if you are using our online timetable module, you have an option. You can have access to all the logs. And one more better thing is a master timetable. So as a principal or teacher, I'm not able, due to online classes, I'm not able to supervise any lectures. But we give you an option in online timetable where you can. So as a principal or admin, I can see all the lectures that are happening throughout all the classes. And any class that I want to supervise, I simply have to click on join class and I can supervise that particular class as an admin or as principal. So you can have a tab on the online classes that are going on. And again, the start session log. Now for all the teachers who have taken lectures, now I'll take a previous date. Okay. You have the option to take the log date wise, that if you want the log for a particular date, or if you want to see the log of a particular teacher or subject or class. So you can select which filter you want and you can select the date option. Okay, I need to select a, because there are no classes currently, so I'll select the date of Jan or Feb. Yeah, so now I can see all the classes or all the lectures that were supposed to happen. Now in this particular case only, for let's say Nilofer ma'am, the lecture was scheduled for 2:15, but the actual lecture started at 2:20. So in this way, the principal or admin can verify whether the lectures are starting on time, whether the teacher is starting the lecture with their app or web application, and at what time exactly the lecture has been conducted. In the same way, we also have a student. So student session log is also there in teacher's end, where they can check the log for the classes that they are teaching, and admin can check the log for all the classes. Okay, so I can see all the classes that happen throughout the day. Okay, so in this particular case, let's say Maria ma'am was taking a lecture for mathematics at 10:10 a.m. If I click on details, I can see all the list of the students who have joined and at what time they have joined. Okay, so some at 10:08, some 10:10. That means the lecture was started a little early. So if there is any particular student who joined late, like for example 10:17, and someone who just joined for attendance, so in that way you can have a track of exact time at what the student joined, and also with what did they join with. Did they join with the web or app? And you can also take a printout of the same. I'll show you how a printout looks like. And this can help you for tracking attendance for your online timetable. So you don't have to take the attendance manually during the class. You can have a record of this, and you can, based on the time the child joined, you can decide whether you want to mark them present or absent. So I'll share the print with you. Just give me a minute. So you can also take a printout like this. With you'll see all the list of your students' name and their joining time and whether they joined with the app or web. So in that way, you have detailed logs of the teachers as well, at what time did they start the lectures, whether they are conducting lectures properly. You can join, principal or admin can join any lecture through master timetable. And like I said, student session log is available also at the teacher's end, but teachers can see only the classes that they are teaching, and the admin can see for all the students. And when they click on details, you'll be able to see a detailed time of each child, at what time each child has joined. So based on that, you can decide, you can mark your attendance, and you don't need to again take attendance manually during the class. So that was all about timetable setup and timetable records. So if you have any doubt, you can ask, or we can move on to the next, or that is a quiz mode.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Ma'am, if the child in between, if he leaves the meeting, so
Yes,
will it come in the attendance, the login, the log?
No, ma'am. We won't know
Okay.
whether the child left in between, because see what is happening. Basically, we are just giving them a portal to start.
Okay.
If they start from our app, we'll know the exact time of joining. But after
Correct.
that, then it moves to whichever platform you're choosing, Meet or Zoom. Then
Okay.
over there, we don't have a control at what time the child leaves.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm Shraddha here from New India School.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to know, like, this attendance is period wise, like lecture wise, or the full day? Last time
No,
you
no,
told
that is,
us.
it is according to the sessions arranged, ma'am.
Okay.
See,
Okay,
if
fine.
I can see for each teacher, for each period that they have taken, and at what time they have taken.
Okay.
So according to that, they can have a record of all the children who joined, and it can help them help them in marking attendance for the child.
Hmm. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. So any other doubts, teachers, regarding timetable?
Ma'am, hello, ma'am. This is
Ah.
Anaga Kulkarni from New English High School.
Yes, ma'am.
Will you please show once how to get the link from teacher and assign to that particular teacher?
Okay. Okay. So teachers, now sending the link is the teacher's part. For in case of Zoom, when you log in, there is something called as personal meeting ID. Okay. Even in your app, in meetings tab above, there is your personal meeting ID. If you send that in, ask the teacher to send that invite link to you, so that that link will have this ID. Okay, each teacher will have their unique personal meeting ID. Now this ID, the sending part is teachers. After they send that ID, you need to copy this ID simply over here, and then you need to go to HRM. I'll open one of my tab. One second. You need to go to HRM and sign in. So once you have copied that link, you need to go to HRM, and in HRM there is a tab called as staff management. And in staff management, there's a last tab called as staff mass upload. You'll be able to see all the names of the teachers that you have in your school.
And no one is been allowed. More than 100
Okay. So I can see all the teachers that I have in my school, and I simply can click on edit option and copy the meeting ID over here. Okay. Copy that particular meeting ID. Now ask your teachers to just send this particular meeting ID to you, and you can easily copy that.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
And teachers need to keep in mind that they need to send only the personal meeting ID, not a scheduled meeting or recurring meeting ID, because that won't work. So you can once show it to the teachers how to send personal meeting ID and where it is located. And if you need any assistance for that, you can let us know.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so I think we are done with timetable. If you have any doubts regarding timetable, you can ask, or we can move on to the next topic, that is the top school quiz.
Hello, good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Ma'am, suppose now our personal meeting IDs and the passwords are with students already. Okay, and if they are not going to join it from the app, they are joining directly from the Zoom. So
then
it will
it's a problem. Yes, if they directly join through Zoom, ma'am, then we won't have the logs.
Correct. Then attendance we cannot take it properly. Right?
Yeah, the attendance won't be proper, because if there is no log, then there is no reference point for you to check where whether the child joined or not.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. So yeah, I would request, and when you do set up an online timetable, I'll request to all the teachers, please do not share once the timetable is set up, do not share meeting IDs to students, because if they do not join through our Top School app, then we won't have any sort of logs for that particular class. And logs are very important, especially for online classes, because it's basically a proper proof that you have taken all your online classes and you have a proper log of all the children who joined. So logs are very essential. So I would request all teachers that once the timetable is set up, please do not share any personal meeting IDs or even Google Meet IDs to the children on WhatsApp or any other sources. So yeah, that's all about online timetable. Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
I'm Shraddha here. There's one question. Like
Yes,
we have
ma'am.
experienced during our Zoom sessions, there were
Yes.
some students which were unknown and they had joined the lecture. And like if we ask them, there's no reply from the other side, and we're not able to trace the student. Who is it? So now I
Oh.
think using this we can avoid this situation,
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Anna?
Yes, ma'am.
I was
But
just thinking.
that's the same thing, like I said, but the link should not be there with the child. Like personal meeting ID shouldn't be shared. Other meeting IDs, if you have created, no issues. But the personal meeting ID should not be shared by the teacher on WhatsApp or any other sources, because if the students share it among themselves, then it becomes an issue.
So actually it is safe then. It means
Yes, yes,
it is
yes,
more
ma'am.
safe. Yeah.
If that's the whole point of the timetable, that should be organized.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Vibha ma'am, one
Yes,
more
ma'am.
concern actually. One
Yes,
more
ma'am.
concern. Already our meeting IDs are with students now, because as we used to send them PDF files, so in that our meeting ID and password is also there. So
No, but
now
was that a personal meeting ID or a scheduled meeting ID?
that was recurring meeting ID. Ma'am.
Then no problem, ma'am. You can have. We are going to integrate your personal meeting IDs. So the recurring meeting ID or scheduled meeting ID won't have any effect on it.
Okay, okay.
I'll again explain. Personal meeting ID is different than recurring or scheduled meeting ID. Now, when I schedule a meeting, it can be a one time or a scheduled meeting, but a scheduled meeting ID is different each time. Personal meeting ID is static and it's the same for each account, for each individual account. So personal meeting ID shouldn't be shared. If you have scheduled meetings using that particular account, no issues. But this particular personal meeting ID needs to be shared by the teacher. And it's also there in the app, but I don't think Zoom doesn't allow screen share, one-on-one screen share. But if you go to the meetings tab in your Zoom, you'll be able to see the option of personal meeting ID. And that's different from the recurring or scheduled meeting IDs.
Hello,
Yes, ma'am.
I am Sonal Devde from.
Ma'am, I'm not able to hear your voice, it's breaking. So, Sonal, ma'am, you can also type in chat if you're not able to.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
We need to set the timetable again after substitution. Means that particular teachers when she is on leave, and next day we have to again rearrange the timetable.
No. You don't need to rearrange again, ma'am. When you arrange
that
a
will be
substitute,
automatically.
yeah. Only
Yes,
when you assign a substitute, see, you select a date. Now I'll again show you how in substitute. 1 minute. So I'll show you in substitute. You're selecting a particular date when you're assigning substitute, basically. So 1 minute, I'll share you the screen. Someone okay. So when you are assigning a substitute, you are selecting a date, ma'am. So that substitute is there only for that day. Our timetable is going to be the same.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
There's one more question.
Yes,
like the timetable, if it is changing weekly, like, not full year, but like this 2 months, like, so suppose like now what to do?
Then you can rearrange the timetable from here also, ma'am. You can simply go to timetable. 1 minute. Need a timetable over here. So you can simply go to manage timetable, And whichever class timetable you want to change, now for example we made a timetable for one particular class, then over here you can reassign, ma'am, again.
Okay.
You can change. Now this particular class, if I don't want this particular teacher, then I can select another subject and I can assign another teacher. So the admin can change timetable from their end if there is any particular change in the timetable.
And the students come to know about it.
Yes, ma'am. It's
Ah.
instantly reflected to the students once it's changed.
So it's good actually, na?
Yes, ma'am. Because
Yeah.
you don't need to again keep on telling them that there is a change and there's something different in it.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Any more queries regarding timetable? Okay, so we'll move on to the next part, that is the top school quiz. So I'll share my screen from my phone. Okay, so we'll move on to the next tab, that is the top school quiz. So for top school quiz, you just need to log into the teacher's top school teacher app. Okay. And in top school teacher app, we have a new tab called as quiz. Oh, yeah. So click on it. Now this is basically an alternative so that you can easily create quizzes from your phone, mobile itself. So it's a user-friendly version of a quiz. So now I can see all the quizzes that I have created. Now for creating a new quiz, I simply have to click on the plus icon. This one. I can enter the school quiz name. Now let's say I'm taking a quiz on solar system. Okay. How much duration I want that quiz to be there. I can type in the number of minutes I want it. Let's say it's for 20 minutes. If I keep it for 0, it will be for unlimited time. Then I can choose the class whom I want to assign this particular quiz. Okay. Whether there's any negative marking. Then how I want the questions to be seen. A sequential is in as I'm creating in the sequence I'm creating, or do I want the questions to be randomized at the student's end? So I can decide that whether I want it to be sequential or randomized. Okay. How many number of attempts? Say there's only one attempt. If I want, I can also give 2 attempts. Then review. Can the child again go and check their questions? And I can set a publish date and time. So I'll just select the current date and time. And create quiz. Now I can select which type of question it is. Single choice question is basically your MCQ. Multiple choice question is where there is more than one correct answer. And true or false is either true or false, or where there are only 2 options. So we'll select a single choice type of question. I'll type my question. If you already have a set of questions typed somewhere in Word or in Notepad in your phone, you can copy paste that also. Now I'm typing my options. Okay, and I'm selecting which one is the correct answer. So now once I have selected my questions, if for example, apart from your normal question and answers, if there is anything else, yeah, I'm going to explain. If there is anything else that you need to add, if there is anything else you need to add, you can add additional text. If you need to add a passage or a para, anything, you can add additional text over here. Now, if I want to add an image, now in this particular question, I have put the question as which planet can you see below. So I want to add an image to this question. So I'll select the add image. You can select which file I want. You can select an image and I can see the small image. It will appear properly in the student side, but this is just for reference so that you know you have added the correct image. And apart from images, you can also add special characters. Okay, so in case for physics, chemistry, or mathematics, if you need to add any special characters like raise to, power sign, you can select which special character you want to add. Now in case I want to add raise to 2, so I can select where I'm adding this character to, whether I want the special character to be added in question options or in the additional text. So I can select where I want to be added and see over here. Now I can see raise to 2 sign. Okay, so in this way you can also add special characters, you can add images, and I can also decide how much marks it can be there for the question. Okay, how much marks the question is going to be there for. Now by default it is 1. If you want it to be for more than 1 marks, you can define for each question how much marks you want to set that particular question for and create question. That's that easy now to create a quiz. Now I've created one question, you can create multiple questions in the same way. I'll just have to click on the plus icon, and now I'll select another type of question, let's say true or false. And because I want to type which cycle is shown in the image, let's say yes, I'll create one more. Again, I can select which one is the correct answer. I can add an image. Can add an image and create question. So I can create as many questions as I want very easily. If I want to edit any previous question that I have done, I can select. Okay, I can update that particular question. If there is any change in the settings of the quiz, I can click on the settings icon, and I can, if I want to change the name or duration or anything else that I had previously me or the published date and time also, I can check in the settings. And as I like I said, I can create as many questions as I want. And I can go back to the quizzes tab. So now I've created I've created a quiz of 2 to 3 questions. I can again add a question. Now, especially 2 main questions that are asked is for mathematics and for languages. Okay. So for mathematics, see, like I said, you do have a special character option. Now, if I want to type x raised to 2 plus y raised to 2, it's easy for me. So I can just select x. I can select the special character I want to add. Raised to 2 plus y raised to 2. So in that way, you can decide, you can create questions easily, even for mathematics. But if you have to create large equations, like You have to create large equations. Then what? Then comes the question that how to create large equations. So for creating large equations, again, I usually tell everyone that you can either write the equations on paper, take a picture of it because it's much more easy, or if you already have a diagrammatic picture of that particular equation, you can decide. Type some random answers. And I can also add special characters in options also. So if I want to add a 2 raised to 2 in the options also, I can add a special character in the options as well. See, 2 raised to 2. So I can add special characters in options also over here. And also, like I said, if you do have a large algebraic equation or geometric theorems, then you can take a picture and simply add that picture. And this particularly was for maths questions. Now, after that, one question comes like, what about languages? Now, in case of languages, you can click on the plus sign. And again, what type of question it is. And I simply have to select my Indic board. Okay. So I can type that easily. Oh, sorry, I went back by mistake. So I can type that easily. Decide. Okay. So you can type directly from using your Google Indic board for Hindi or Marathi. You can type a question in Hindi or Marathi. Decide correct answer, create question. So in this way, I've created different types of questions in equations in Hindi, Marathi, and in a single choice, true or false, multi-choice. So in that way, I can create different types of questions in a quiz. And once I'm ready, like I'm sure that this is my, I'm sure that this is done, that my quiz is done. I can simply toggle it from red to green. That means it goes from being unpublished to published. I can have different like all my quizzes. I can see which are published and which are not. Now, if I want this quiz to be published, I just have to toggle it from red to green, and now it will be published for the student. I'll also show you the student side of it, that how we can see the questions. Now, here. Okay. So now I've completed teacher side. I'll show you how it looks like from the student side. So once creation part is done, we'll take queries. So for student side, I'll just click on the quiz tab. See, for quizzes, students, they can see all the active quizzes. That is the quizzes that either they have to attempt, or if there is any redo, then they can see them in active quizzes. And all the quizzes that they have done previously, they'll simply be able to see in the attempted quizzes and the score of each quiz. And I can also review or check my answer sheet if the review option is given for that particular quiz. Okay, so now we'll first attempt our active quiz. We will attempt the same quiz we created right now. So see, I can see first how much, what is my quiz name, what is the duration, how much division marking, negative marking, total attempts, how many attempts I've given. We can select, and yeah, now I did a randomized question. So I'm not going to be able to see in the same sequence. As I did it randomized, I'll be able to see randomly. The questions will be randomized between them. I can select which one is the correct answer. Now, like I said, for equations, if you add images like this, it will be much more easy for the student. Now say over here. So it's very user friendly and very easy for the student side also, because they're easily able to see what's there. So I can see my result for that particular quiz. And for every quiz, there is something called as leaderboard. Okay. So leaderboard is that for, let's say, for this particular quiz, if I want to check, sorry. For any particular quiz, there is a leaderboard. Leaderboard meaning that each quiz that I have taken, automatically the top scorers, that's the top 5 scores, are displayed to the child also. So it basically gives them a little bit of competitiveness, and they can see the names of all the top people who actually solved it within the very less amount of time. So it encourages the children to basically do more. And also, like I said, if the review option is given by their teacher, now in particular quiz, let's say I have given the review option, so I want to check. So in review, I can check what was the question, what is the answer I have marked for that particular question. So the child can also learn from it. Now, if you're taking your exams with it, I would recommend not using the review option. But when you're taking practice quizzes, it's very much easy, so that the child can actually see. Now, in this case, see, I have given one wrong answer. So I want to check where did I go wrong for. So see, over here, the answer is revolution. I have written rotation. So it basically gives me an idea where I went wrong. And this is how the child can easily solve the quiz. And if I have given re-attempts for any particular quiz, I can see how many attempts are there and how many attempts are left. Okay. So that's about how teachers can create quizzes and how the children can easily solve the quizzes. So if you have any queries regarding quizzes, you can ask. There's one part remaining in teacher's side, that is for every quiz that a teacher takes, she also can see the result of that particular quiz. Now I had created the quiz called a general quiz. I can go to view result. Okay. And I can check the result of each child who has solved and the time span that they have solved it in. And I can download this particular report also. Okay. So you can also have a download of that particular report. So that's about our top school quiz. Teachers, any queries?
Hello, ma'am. This is Reena Sahu from New India School. I'm a Hindi teacher.
Yes, ma'am.
मैम जस्ट आपने अभी जो बताया कि क्विज रिपोर्ट देखने के लिए, तो इट वाज आई मीन लास्ट ईयर मैं जितने भी डिविजन्स पढ़ाती थी वो सब एक साथ आता था. So this year it would be division wise or what?
We can give an option for multiple divisions, ma'am, if you want.
Okay.
For selecting multiple divisions, right? You are asking if you want to do it for a multiple division. Yeah, we can give an option for multiple division. We'll definitely work on that.
Okay. And the second question कि आपने अभी बाकी सब्जेक्ट्स का दिखाया, सपोज हिंदी का मुझे एक पैसेज देना है और उस पे क्वेश्चंस करने हैं, एंड वो पैसेज जो है वो मुझे बुक से लेना है, तो मैं वो इमेज डाल के कर सकती हूँ या?
हाँ मैम, इमेज डाल के, अगर आपको बुक से लेना है तो आप इमेज डाल के ले सकते हैं, वरना अगर आपने टाइप किया है नोटपैड में या कहीं पे भी, तो आप वो कॉपी पेस्ट एडिशनल टेक्स्ट फील्ड में कर सकते हैं.
ओके, थैंक यू.
Yeah, hello Vibha ma'am. Do we have an option to upload any audio clip or video clip?
No ma'am, we haven't given audio or video yet, because we have tried to keep it as user friendly as possible. Audio and video will require much more data.
Okay, all right.
But we'll definitely take that as a feedback.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yes, teachers, any queries?
Hello, Vibha ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
If I set 20 minutes duration for a quiz, What if student is started to solve the quiz after 20 minutes automatically it will be closed
Yes,
or
yes,
what?
automatically be closed, and whatever the result they have solved till then will be considered for marking.
Okay. And in quiz only objective type questions
Yes,
we
ma'am.
can
We
see.
have tried to make the yes, ma'am. Currently, the top school quiz we have kept it only objective, and like I said, we have tried to make it as easy as possible. So if it has to be user friendly, then we have tried to keep it basically MCQ type of quiz.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Teachers, any more queries?
Hello,
Yes, sir.
ma'am. My name is Shripad Pawar.
Yes, sir.
मैम और एक ये आता है प्रॉब्लम जनरली हमारे स्टूडेंट्स के इसमें कि
Okay, sir.
स्टूडेंट्स ने अगर क्विज ये करना चालू कर दिया सपोज, और बीच में उसे कुछ इंटरनेट का या किसका प्रॉब्लम आ गया, तो अगर हमने ड्यूरेशन दिया है 20 मिनट्स का और तो वो उस पीरियड में कंप्लीट नहीं कर पाया, तो ऐसे वक्त में क्या कर सकते थे हम?
ऐसे वक्त में हम री अटेम्प्ट दे सकते हैं बच्चों को बाद में, बिकॉज जैसे ही इंटरनेट कनेक्शन चला जाता है द सिस्टम कंसिडर्स द क्विज टू बी फिनिश्ड, so it will mark till whatever the child has solved till then. So that's why we recommend students that before taking quizzes to make sure that they're sitting in a area where they have a good network coverage. But the option for that will be that we can give them a retake or we can increase the duration a little bit. Like instead of giving a very short duration, we can give a little bit of a longer duration, considering that they might have some queries like this.
वो एक्चुअली उसका कंट्रोल हमारे पास भी नहीं रहता है।
नहीं
तो
सर, this is something actually very
पेरेंट्स का ये कंप्लेंट रहता है ज्यादातर कि बच्चे को टाइम ये नहीं मिला या इंटरनेट का कुछ प्रॉब्लम आ गया, ये पेरेंट्स कंप्लेंट करते हैं। तो ऐसे टाइम में
we can give them a retake, sir. मतलब अगर possible, if it's not an exam, if it's basically a practice quiz, you can give a retake. Or for exams also, if you want later on, if many students face that problem, then there is an option where we can give them a re-attempt.
ओके। एंड वन मोर, मैच द फॉलोइंग के लिए कुछ है क्या कर सकते
Match the following के लिए, so you can take a image, sir. You can create an image of a table, and below you can give an option. Like for example, let's say this is if I have a match the following, then I can create, I can take an image, and in the option I can give something like A is A, B in that way. So,
Okay.
something like that. So that's something I've seen teachers do. So something like this. So you can give an image of the match the following and the possible pairs in the options. So they can select the correct one.
ओके, थैंक यू मैम।
Thank you, sir.
Okay, there's a query from my side. Like I'm Shraddha from New India School again.
Yes.
Last year, like for last academic year, there were some teachers with their logins. They had created some lessons for their respected subjects. But now it might happen that those subjects have been given to some other teacher. So
Yes,
the
ma'am.
co-author, this year's co-author is becoming author for the next year. So will she be able to access those lessons, or only their individual login lessons they will get? Like what is seen?
For LMS, ma'am.
Yes, LMS.
So for LMS, see the access manager from our top school access manager and LMS is different, completely different. So that access manager you can change from, you can edit the access in the access manager. And for talking about LMS, ma'am, co-author and author, we have currently given access to edit both. So I don't think even if it changes, she will lose the access to her lessons or quizzes.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, ma'am.
Madam.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm Jayashree
Yes,
from
ma'am.
KW Iron Academy. Madam, only one request regarding attendance. If we could know when the student left the session.
That is little hard to track, ma'am, because what happens, see, we are basically just setting up a timetable. After that, it moves to the platform that you have chosen, Zoom or Meet. So from there, we cannot track who has left the meeting, ma'am. It's very hard to track in that way.
Okay, because it will happen the students will join only for the sake of attendance.
That's something we can decide, ma'am. That's something I have recommended teachers also, that if you're taking attendance at the end of the session, so using our log, you'll be able to see when the child has joined.
Okay.
So if the child has joined, let's say the lecture is at 1 and the child has joined at 1:30, that is at the end of the lecture. So you can decide based on that whether you want to give them attendance or not.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, teachers, any queries regarding top school quiz or online timetable? Or any particular part, if you feel you have not understood and you need me to go through it one more time, you can also let me know for the same as well. Okay. Teachers, I would also like your feedback on our top school quiz, that anything you want to add, like ma'am had said, there's an option should be for multiple divisions. If you have any other feedback regarding the quiz, you can let me know and we can take that as a feedback and we can try to improve on it. Okay, so now I can take questions from the chat. Yeah, Hindi or Marathi. Reena ma'am had given an example. Were you able to see that, or should I explain again?
No, it's clear, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Then can we give short answer question? Currently, Swati ma'am, we have kept this completely based on MCQ type of question. So we currently don't have an option where the child can type a short answer, but we can see that in the future, ma'am. And for deleting,
discuss with the team if that can be added short answer questions.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes.
We also have a question from sir or ma'am, I don't know. Can we delete the question? So in case if you do not want any particular question, you can edit that or update that question. Okay. Okay. Teachers, please unmute only if there is a query. So yeah, deleting question, we currently have an option. If in case you don't want a question, you can change that particular question and update. We can see if we can later on also give an option where you can directly delete any particular question. One example of fraction. Okay, so Monica ma'am, for fraction, which exactly has shown one particular exam question. So for fraction, can you tell me a particular fraction you want? Now, in case for, I'll show you one example. This fraction, I think I can add one. Add fractions. There is an option special character to add fractions also. Fractions and square root also, but we need to be little set. We can create fractions like 2-2 because usually when we create fractions on computers, I think that is how it's done. If there is any this way, or I think she is trying to say 2 below dash below 2. So that, ma'am, in case of that kind of fractions, you can also type write that fraction, take a picture of it and upload. But usually when fractions are written digitally, they are written with a dash. So if you have any query, ma'am, you can actually unmute because I'm not able to understand your questions are answered. Monica ma'am. I think this question was from Monica ma'am, that you needed an example for fraction. So we do have special characters which you can use for fractions, but like you were saying, the one below the another fraction.
And best thing is, I think if there's problem in creating writing an equation or something, you can directly copy it or copy image.
Yeah,
and,
copy the equation.
yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Any queries, teachers, regarding either online timetable or top school quiz?
Okay.
Okay. So, sir, can we conclude the session? Thank you everyone for attending the session. We'll be sending a recording of the session. So in case if someone was not able to attend, you can send them the recording to your colleagues. And I hope you have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.